So, good opening. Brave cards are how you win the striker matchup, which I knew he was on, and he also made me start, so pretty obvious.
Well,
Just
Peter, are you
really
a
hoping.
Monarch player?
A what?
Monarch player? OG Monarch player?
Yeah, actually,
Alright, there we go.
I got into the game in 2016, and
Oh, okay.
Monarch was the deck I chose.
Yeah. I made
Yeah,
the misplay of playing, bringing this Kaiju. Unfortunate. Oh man, your opponents are reading
Mhm.
Water Enchantress.
yeah. There's going to be a trend with him reading a lot of cards. He'll get a penalty for it later.
Oh,
It
crazy.
was pretty egregious.
Striker players
Um,
and reading cards a lot and slow playing. What a
yep.
surprise.
So we can see his hand. He's got Nibiru, Hornet Drones. He ended up having a Ray and at least one Widow Anchor already. I think a Prosperity at some point.
What did you have?
I had Right, Enchantress, no Cybers.
Wait, he was playing Prosperity?
I don't think I had an Eldritch card this game. Yeah, he's playing Prosperity.
Oh
There were
my
a lot of
god.
mistakes. Yeah, so this is Anaconda here. And this actually walks. Yeah, we can see his hand.
Yeah, he has Hornet, Widow Anchor, Nib.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny Adventure Cyber Dragon. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Wish I had
Yeah.
Cyber Dragons in the deck. Would have made this a lot easier.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
What was that all about? Like, did you?
No, it was just a typo
Yeah.
on their part. Oh yeah, I had Celestial in my hand. Like a good duelist.
The transcription materials or the program is not great, and just Konami software in general is not great.
Okay. Then
That'll happen.
Aqua here to get the card out of the deck.
I will say, as a design student, I do like the stream setup. That was one thing that has changed for the better. Everything just looks nicer compared to,
Yeah,
especially compared to even like 3 years ago.
yeah, the legibility push
Yeah.
they made with these tablecloths they got made is very, very good.
Well, that and then just the menus on the side and,
Right.
and
He
below.
shows the nib here. This is extremely wrong. I don't know why he did this. All this does is get the Verte off board. The Verte is a tool for the Striker deck right there because of Rose. The nib's going to stay in his hand because I killed all my monsters. I don't know if he knew that. So I just float. If he had a shark or something, it would make more sense, but he didn't.
Yeah, even
So
then,
this was just
banishes
this
them.
literally just gave information away for no reason.
Yep.
So don't know why he did that. Confirming I have the right. And now the misplays will begin. So he gets the prosperity here.
Wait,
Yep.
confirming that you like
that I
you
had
searched-
that I searched another right. Yeah.
Did he draw engage?
Wait, why did they let that
No.
through?
Oh, he got
It was the
prosperity.
end phase. It was the end phase. Yeah, he drew prosperity.
Wait, why did they?
So he's got.
Wait, why did? You don't have to answer that.
I mean, it was a card searched on that turn. I'm pretty sure it was still within the realm of did Aquamancer search or add right, and then he had to correct this because he's like wanted to draw from his left or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Why are the judges
Was
letting
he
him add
left-handed?
tokens in the extra deck too?
He's right-handed, but he I don't know. Okay, so prosperity, Hornet, Widow, Ray, Nibiru. Nibiru are already known. So the misplays start pretty quickly. This isn't a misplay, but prosperity in this deck is generally just not
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
These
And
guys
he
are
tossed
still-
He tossed the things that kill me when I'm playing an Eldritch deck. That's questionable. He tossed access code. That's insane. You don't do that.
I don't know why judges are telling him to take the tokens out of the extra deck too. That's crazy.
I don't know. So he flips that. The obvious take here is definitely Widow.
Yeah.
But he shows me he's on DP. It was to be expected. I actually can't remember the rest of my hand here besides the right. But I think I had an Ogre. Yeah, I think I'm almost certain I had an Ogre.
If he wants to play, he has to go Widow first, let it resolve,
No,
and then Hornet, right?
he doesn't have to do anything. That's actually a misplay he makes. He wastes a Widow doing that. So think about this matchup. Striker is the best deck at blowing through DPE, just in engine, where else a lot of decks do that. So that DPE is at its safest right there on the field, unless he's playing Brave cards and he draws them. In the graveyard, it's going to get annihilated because he did the Nibiru. Yeah, he does this. This is a total misplay. That DPE is not going to die to Fusion Destiny effect because he flashed the Nibiru and I chained it. So now that DPE is actually harder to out because he widowed it. I didn't chain it here for that exact reason. That DPE is dead in the graveyard. So, but this was a waste of time. This was a waste of a Widow because he should have baited this with the Hornet drones. I have a token collector here. He couldn't know that, but regardless, The correct play was just a Hornet and force oblige the DPE activation.
My man's
Or you could just see
actually
the
reading
token
token
collector.
collector. That's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, so this was wrong. He wasted that Widow. And now collector happens, that's fine. And then I think he couldn't possibly have a monster if he wasted the Widow Anchor. Then he shows me the Ray, so I don't know. I tried to yep. So he had it, fine. He's down a Widow in a matchup where I could recover off of this, because now he would have to. I expect him to get double Shark Cannon here. The correct play is definitely to do that. You hit the Celestial and end phase. The DPE dies, or sorry, DPE won't die, so actually he can't get double Shark here. So he needs at least one to turn off the Celestial draws. Instead, he sends Engage on a turn where he Prosperitied, so he's just, wasting more cards. He even says this aloud after he engages. He says, "Oh, I Prosperitied, so I can't draw." And yeah. So this is just wrong, but sure. Take my 15.
It should only be 750.
Yeah, 750. I did do that right.
This here, you should only be just sending the card he intended to search off the Engage.
Yeah.
Yes,
and grab
exactly.
the Engage and then phase off Shizuku.
Yes. Or actually, no. This was supposed to be since he wasted since he cleared the Verte and wasted the Widow Anchor, he has to spend more cards to clear the DPE. It's actually one of the few ways he can lose is that DPE sticking around, and he's lining up this game state to let me have my DPE for another turn when there's just no reason at all to do that. So once again, I expect this to be at some point a burner. We would need a burner in the mix to clear the Yeah, he's gonna get another Widow is what he ends up doing. Or no, he keeps the Widow there. I can't remember what this one gets.
You had no cards in hand?
Yeah, so my read on the game at this point is that he's not playing this very well, so that I've got a chance to just win based on decisions, which is nice. I just need the correct cards to show up. Like an Eldritch card is eventually going to be necessary to do this.
Yeah. Shoot for his
or him paying 2K for his Verte would be necessary. I think he gets Shark here. No, he got to get the burner, right? Yeah, he got the burner. I was expecting him to either that or Shark. I think at some point he Sharks for the Verte. That might have been game 2. Oh, this was Shark. This is where he does it. Okay. So the misplays continue.
So he's taking the Verte to use it to make his own DP?
Yeah. And now all his striker sets are dead. I don't know that he has any more, but if those aren't on and my DP can trade with them, makes my life a lot easier. Yep, so he does this. So 6k puts him in very killable range. Dark to swipe Ray, and then DPE effect can happen pretty quick. Through the Nibiru does make it hard, but also he's getting close to being cut off of striker plays.
Were you because of the
No, mine were in the side deck for this.
Yeah, I think Nick and I were maining it, but Peter opted to play more hand traps.
Sure did. Yep. So DPE comes out. I think he kills the Verte and the token collector here. Shuffling his field again. Yep, so we do this. Yeah, this is big because he can't get Engage in the end phase because he wasted it. So whatever Shizuku grabs can't be activated in the end phase. He can't Shark the Celestial. So I'm in for the draw 2, which is him giving me chances to win this game that he just had no reason to do so. Do this, and he's also he's got a Shark and Widow in his graveyard, so he's not getting the most relevant cards. I think he settles on Burner here. Which
what
I can
you
just
have picked in this case.
I would have played the cards differently. This was
Wow.
Oh, he grabbed Ares. Yeah, this was just. I mean, this is fine because DPE can turn that into a Ray, but yeah.
I mean, that assumes that it survives. That's the only thing.
He was supposed to play this correctly and get a couple of shark cannons to wipe out the DPE cards. The DPE was supposed to die, not just be Widow anchored, and then it's just to pass on a Widow two Widow anchors.
DP is not doing anything during his turn.
Yeah, so this is where I misplay. So unfortunately, I just drew another right. I remember this. I drew a second copy of Right of Aramis. Fateful's gone. So we're in draw or standby, and I make the huge mistake of activating my DPE. And that was a mistake because he should have activated his. He wasn't. He would have let me go to main phase, would have been able to set a redundant right and convert it into effectively an MST by using my DPE. Because even though he chains his DPE, he clears mine. My DPE trading with the back row would be huge. Instead, I trade with nothing but his DPE activation, which is way more beatable right now. So, sadly, this is where my misplay cost me more than his misplays cost him.
Which is so unfortunate because he made so many more.
Yeah, this, like I told a lot of people, this match was very much dictated by the misplays.
So that was misplay number 1?
Yep,
well,
on my
from
part.
your end.
Yep, from my end. Mm-hmm. And now we're looking for the Celestial draw.
What were the sets? It was right and...
2 copies of Right, and I cannot remember the last one. I drew a Right for turn. It wasn't an Eldritch card. It wasn't an Imperm.
We'll see it.
May have been Dracoback. I'm actually pretty sure it was... reasonably certain it was Dracoback. No, it wasn't Dracoback because I lose to the Widow Anchor here. I think I drew another Token Collector as well. I don't think I hit a Cyber, or maybe I did finally hit a Cybers.
Also got to point out Peter's shirt. I love it.
Yeah, man.
The spiral gear.
Yeah. I would gladly make something like that on OzoneTCG.com.
Oh, okay. So it was foolish. Yeah.
What do you send here?
Pretty sure it was Dotscaper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nah, Dotscaper here.
You go Dotscaper for...
I think it was Dotscaper, Lingeribo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you go for Lingeribo to beat that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the game plan here is 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 summons, I can Dark his DPE and then use DPE to clear the Ray. So I can leave him with Area 0, Nibiru, set card. I can't win if that set card stops any of this. But that was the line of play. If the set card is whatever, this is 4 summons to cut him off of striker cards. Okay. Without him hitting off the Area 0.
More reading your cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you call the judge, or...?
No.
They probably pointed it out.
I would have, but I was actually... My headspace was really just more focused on finding a way to win the match, and... a lot of this was just like, I just wanted to get to a point where I could determine winnability or not, and if not, I would conserve time that way by just getting out of the way. Like, that's why, for this game, you'll see I asked to concede, because in previous Konami streams, they've said you need to ask permission, a bit like they did for Worlds one year. But, yeah,
crazy.
I just want to conserve
how
time
they just,
that way.
like, throw out the rules, like the standard rules on stream.
Yeah, you just, for whatever reason they do that. I've played this dude before. I knew what was going on with the actions he was taking, the reading and whatnot, so...
Oh, you know him?
I've played him once before, so I knew what he was doing. So now I asked to concede, and they let me out of here. Yep. Yeah, so couldn't beat that. So yeah, if that was nothing else, I at least cut him off striker cards. But, like I said, if I just set the redundant right, then all this walks, and I'm in a winnable position. Plus there's an Eldritch card down there. I can DPE to kill the Eldritch card, the Golden Land, and his Ray when the Ray comes out immediately as turn player. Get into a Scarlet. He's not on striker cards. The game is winnable from there.
You want to talk about your side-ins, side-outs?
Side-outs, a lot. The Nibirus came out. What came in? The Storms and the Crossouts came in. I think I brought in a Reaper. Because, man, I had a lot of cards to take out. The Token Collectors came out, obviously, because he wasn't on Brave. He's playing 40 cards.
Yeah. Did you make him go first?
I believe I did, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because the Storms...
in the middle of the head judge?
No, head judge was not at the table, but he was the table judge. The other
The
guy,
judges were red shirts. The event.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
or have the assistant head judge patch on their arms. Yeah, the judge to my opponent's right is transcribing. The other guy, I'm not sure what the other guy's doing. That looks almost like,
He's showing featured cards
yeah, that would be it.
because that's what the tablets are for.
Yeah, so like I said, crossouts in, lightning storms in, Reaper's in. I don't think I brought in all 3 Reapers, but there were just less relevant cards I got. I would say I don't reduce the engine counts at all. I'm just removing irrelevant hand traps. Oh, I sided down the ogres to 1, I think, just for cross out because it's clear he wasn't on brave cards.
Yeah.
And
I think
although
it's right.
ogre for multi-roll is great, I just I've got better
Better
cards. 1, 2,
cards.
3, 4, 5. I think I brought like 8 in overall.
Fast
Okay.
forwards a little bit.
Yeah,
Yep, of course.
Damn, they really got that like cinematic coverage of siding.
Yeah,
Production
the
quality has
camera rig
increased.
for this thing. The camera rig, the company that they use the same company for this as they did for the invitational streams, and they're pretty
Yeah.
good at what they do.
Let's watch this guy side from a new angle.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we cut
Okay.
and game 2. So make him start. Rhoda, Ray, cool. No Ash
That was
Mouse.
almost 5 minutes of
He
siding,
hard
huh?
opened the Fusion Destiny, which is unfortunate. That's top 5 draws in his deck without a doubt. He did open a redundant Ray. Looks like he drew the Hornet Drones again, and he drew his Celestial, and he's got an Ash.
What, Ray, Ash, Fusion, Destiny, Hornet Drones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, for the pace of what my deck is doing, is pretty good. And he also did this goofy play. I'm not sure why he chose to do this. There's no reason to chain Ray there. You let Gamma be a good card for no reason. Yeah. So he does this. This is fine. So I'm staring at EPE Ash.
Yeah. Do you think he just might have forgotten to make the Shizuku? And only remembered right after he used the Fusion Destiny?
It's possible.
I don't know. I doubt it. He was very enamored. He was very enamored with himself and his deck. He put in the feature match request for him, despite playing a pretty banal deck choice. Every time he summoned Ray, he said, "Summon Ray, the best card in the game." If you can go back to before the start of the match, they asked us what our favorite cards were, and we both, independent of each other, put down Ray as our favorite cards.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they asked if we did that. Yes, we both submitted the right cards, which was funny. But yeah, he's pretty enamored with himself, so I don't know why he did that. Yeah.
Only semi-related.
Play.
Mr. Peter
Like,
Mazos, how much?
Okay,
Striker deck
so
do?
when will I be playing it? Oh, how much was it?
Yeah, just for the viewers at home.
$6,926 worth
There you
of DPE striker deck. Yeah, good times. So I'm thinking here for a minute. Here's the thing: I have a ghost spell in my hand, and but I only have like a gadget. Yeah, so this was actually a mistake on my part. I should have done nothing and let the DPE die to Fusion Destiny, hit it with Bell, and then just beat his striker cards. I have another turn to draw a Lightning Storm to get through them.
Yeah.
I think I even have something for. I think I have a Veiler by this point, or an Emperor. I think I have something for the Kagari. I have something for the second engage. Obviously, can't touch the first engage. But yeah, so I start playing. So there's another error on my part. Striker won't kill you. Belling the DPE is huge after it hasn't traded for any of your cards. So we do this. He's also more patient with his DPE here than I thought he would be.
Does he pop the Devotee?
No, he waits a very long time. I end up resolving a lot of cards. Which
he let you get a lot farther than.
Yeah, he let me go farther than he probably should have. Yeah, like he lets me get the cantrip here, the tokens. Yeah, quite a lot. Importantly, he also he conserves the striker link by being patient as well between the 3 spells and 2 or 3 spells engrave and the DPE attack reduction. The Charmer I end up making can't swing over the Shizuku. Becomes a problem. I think I put back another fusion material.
How many spells engraved? That's
It should just be Rhoda Fusion Destiny, so I think it's 2.
So your Charmer goes to 1250.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Huge.
Yeah, and again, no Outland, no Rite of Aramis here, which are definitely the important cards. I think I might even have a redundant Cyberse in hand this game. So.
If you had like Valor, at least you could revive it with Gadget.
I think I end up baiting the DPE by summoning one of the Vertes. Yeah, so this is Charmer. Oh yeah, I remember what he Ash Blossoms this game too. This is like... It's actually hilarious what he Ash Blossoms this game.
Was it bad?
Yeah, it's bad. Oh, it's bad.
What I have a feeling he's gonna.
Oh yeah. Also, that Ray was supposed to be in defense mode. Froggy pointed that out to me later in the day. Yeah. So I reveal Illusion of Chaos.
No way he.
You want to guess? You want to guess what he uses Ash Blossom on?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Kid you not. Yeah.
That's really bad.
I could not agree more. Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean.
Yep. Here we are. Yeah. So I just. I'm running the Charmer into his Shizuku here.
Oh, without knowing that it was.
No, I knew it was there. I wanted a Magician Souls.
Ah, okay.
I need to try to upgrade. I need to try to upgrade my hand. So we do this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking if he's not going to use this DPE anytime soon, I'm going to take the opportunity to try to get my hand into a better spot. I think I send a couple of Eldritch cards off this, if he gives me the chance. My opponent, the Voracious Reader.
Let's see. So he was reading Magician's Soul. Kind of crazy.
Yep. Again. Actually, he ends up reading that when he gets his slow play penalty later. It's yeah. It's remarkable. So Charmer dies, we get the souls, and then I think we cycle 2 Eldritch cards here.
Okay.
Trying to find my way into Brave cards or Ghost. Actually, I already have the Ghost spell. Brave cards are really would be the other thing that would help me turn this.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's really good.
And here I'm explaining what Eldritch cards do. And
as though he doesn't know.
Yep.
I guarantee he played against an Eldritch player before. In general, probably played one before in this tournament.
So I didn't chain the Scarlet here. I think I may have already been flush with. I think I may have already had the other Golden Land. I'm not sure why I didn't chain the Scarlet there.
Yeah.
But that would have been a mistake. You should always do that so you don't draw Golden Lands. And if memory serves, I did not see a Brave card here, so at this point I just need this DPE to do something.
Yeah.
Or I guess I'm testing to see how far he's willing to go with this.
He's really good again.
This is Devotee, at least this time.
Yeah.
The card I...
Oh, you didn't play last time?
Yeah, I did not play game 1 yet, no.
Okay.
So, this is Verte, or should be.
Yeah. Mitch, do you know what this guy's final record was?
I think he placed in top 100. He made day 2, but case. But yeah, he did not make top 32. So yep. So we bell the DPE here.
Yep.
And now I think I drew into a crossout, and I set 3 here, including the crossout.
Yeah.
Reason being... I had a reason for setting the cross out. I can't remember what it was, because most of the relevant cards are gone now, so holding it would have been smart. But it actually, the extra set card, yeah, because that's the cross out right there. Then I float the Eldritch cards, and off of his draw for turn and dasher effect, he takes a very bizarre line that I don't think made any sense at all.
I feel like once you have Golden Lord stick for a turn, they kind of like just struggle versus it.
I mean, he's got shark cannons in his deck, so like he
Yeah.
has the ultimate answer. I have to play carefully around that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it sticks like 3 your turn, and you're probably okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, outside of Afterburner, Striker doesn't interact with the Eldritch cards much at all, so that is definitely a win condition. Just getting them cycling long enough. Hakero on a Kagari effect can do a lot.
Or on Ray trying to summon, if you can bait it.
Yeah, that, or what you do is you attack over the link, and when Ray comes out, you use priority on that, and you activate the conch. So even if they chain Ray, the link that gets summoned can't trigger its effect because you'll destroy it before the chain resolves.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the other card he had in hand? Let's see.
He has engage. He ogres. He gets ogre, and he decides to dasher this, which kind of blew my mind. Because the correct play for him to do is definitely get the third spell engrave and then engage for afterburners and start forcing the back row by you killing that Ray. This is another misplay I made though. That Ray should be in defense mode. I'm going to end up taking more damage because it's in attack mode shortly. But he tosses out the ogre. Oh, he has Hornet Drones. He commits his Halxeline access code here, which is extremely bizarre because you kind of need that for a game shot against an Eldritch deck, and he's going to use it to clear... Of the 3 cards he's back row he's going to destroy, 2 of them float. So this isn't really wise. He does get me out of Verte range in terms of the damage he'll deal to me, which is fine, but really he's giving me another opportunity to win here.
Yeah, well, plus he plays into Conquistador so heavily, and he doesn't know if you have Conquistador or not.
Yeah, that as well. The other set could easily be that. So, yeah. This is really just very, very wasteful. So here I'm thinking about flipping the Hakero. Can snatch the only spellcaster out of his grave and force him to use the striker, the token into a striker link to make access code. But I realize what he's going for, and I would really rather just float my or I can also hit the Celestial and cut off the draw too. But I'd really rather just float all my Eldritch cards on his end phase if he's going to do what he's doing right now, and not expose my Golden Lord to a Shark Cannon.
Yeah, I think it's the better play for sure.
Yeah, because like I said, this
you know?
Yeah, like I'm familiar with how much damage this is, and he's not going to be able to kill me. So this is I didn't think he would do this, but setting the crossout's obviously just losing a valuable card here. So this is just going to happen. I pass prio, and he's just going to start clearing the back row with access code, which is fine. I do wonder if he would have done the same line of play if I only had the 2 Eldritch sets. Something I thought about afterwards.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this line is just an opportunity for me to win if he burns his access like this. For not lethal and to kill Eldritch cards. He also didn't have. What did he already banish? He banished water, and he only had water and light, so he has to burn the links to get access code to kill the last card.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this? Yep. And now the Ray being an attack hero will just result in me taking more damage because he'll do this, crash the Hayate, and it'll trigger the Ray, which will die.
Yeah.
I think my hand, I just saw it as Illusion of Chaos, Prep of Rites, which was unfortunate. Redundant Souls are not super helpful. That's his 3rd spell, Engrave. Triggers the Ray, and this is 68, puts me at 950 after this, I believe.
Yeah. And he would just go into what, Zeke? Main phase 2.
Yep, he does end up going Zeke Shizuku. Actually, wait, he does it in some... Yeah, he does end up doing Zeke Shizuku. Oh no, Zeke, then he engages, then Kagari Shizuku.
Oh, okay.
He does some stuff with multi-roll, Shark Cannon, and My Magician Souls that gets him the slow play penalty.
Mm.
All of which was... I guess from a tactical standpoint, getting the clock lower is in Striker's favor.
Yeah.
But he was winning so much that... I don't know. He chooses to get the multi-roll here. This is also questionable. My hand has been not playable cards. Like, he's cleared the possibility of Valor, Imperm, Nibiru, really a lot of things, Token Collector as well. So this is another chance for me to win because he's letting my Ghost Ogre become a card. There was a chance for Ogre on Selene, but he killed a bunch of Eldritch cards. That was just not in my interest to do that. So he does this here.
Yeah, it would have been just better to get some cards that can control the board.
Yeah, like 2 engages, getting Widow and Shark to just clean up the game state would probably have just been sufficient. And hopefully drawing himself into 1 interactive card just to, because I can't Verte any longer. But any interactive card to hedge against the possibility of Lightning Storm being drawn would just be helpful again as well. So yep. So for the 6th time, we're reading Magician Souls. He's gonna Shark Cannon it and send a Widow Anchor for cost, draw himself a card, and then set it off multi-roll. But again, it's just not necessary. I think from this point where I'm at, my win condition is because I get to float those Eldritch cards in the end phase. I think Rite of Aramesir or Aquamancer, obviously, if it walks, does put me in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah.
Or would, anyways. I can't remember if his engage draw. I can't remember if his engage draws turned off the Dasher, but he definitely should have done Dasher. Or Celestial, I mean, at some point during this turn.
Yeah, first.
Yep, so he does this. It's fine. It's the cycle cards. And here's your slow play penalty. Yeah, he played this was round 7,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, he played round 6 to my immediate left, which is how I knew what he was on, and I watched him commit like 5 illegal plays in the span of 4 minutes while time was a factor against his Prank Kid opponent.
Oh, wonderful.
In his favor, and I was just very surprised that his opponent didn't call a judge because at some point PE minors, do add up to, actionable penalties.
No. Especially once you make day 2.
Yeah, exactly, because everything carries over. So, it's the system's there to penalize, unacceptable styles of play. Yep. So he sets heavily out of his hand. I think that's Afterburner. Yeah, Afterburner goes, he adds Afterburner. I float my Eldritch cards. And I think he multi-rolls for Area 0 and a Shark. Yep, so I get that and Conk. Oh, obviously Fusion Destiny would also be an exceptional draw on my part.
Yeah.
But Rite of Aramis here.
Like, your hands have just been, like, not great. You haven't been able to combo off at all, which I think is one of the other major reasons why you lost the match, which...
Yeah, absolutely. You do need, like, this is a hard matchup because you're the kind of deck Striker picks on pretty easily. You're kind of all in on the DPE game plan, which Striker, all of its cards are good against. You need the cards that Striker is bad at interacting with. You need to see the Brave cards and the Eldritch cards to really win, and then like a Cybers monster is pretty useful. So I think this is Illusion of Chaos, not getting ashed for a change. Do that. And that's incorrect to do that, but I know how much time is left, so I didn't care that he knew I put the illusion back on top. I was not worried about revealing that information at this stage. Because with the life point gap being what it is, I need to get this to a draw. I need to win this game so I can just get a draw out of the match and keep my record about as good as I can make it out of this.
No.
But this surprised the hell out of me too. There are Striker sets back there. And he chose to do that with his Widow Anchor and steal that monster, which turns off Striker cards. So this did shock me.
Yeah, it makes very little sense to do that right now.
Yep. And now I am going for a undesirable needle fiber line because I drew the Griffin Rider. So we're just gonna see if I can get this and clear the row. Yes, the Ogre here. Just go for an Ogre I can activate on his turn, because the Fiber's restriction only lasts for the turn.
Yep.
Yep.
My man.
Pass here, and then end phase, I am going to Conk here. This is ultimately a mistake. I miscounted how many Hayates he had used. He only used one, so this puts me just dead to Hayate. Yeah. So this is where the match ends here. But I'm reasonably certain that if I don't do this, if I just hold the Scarlet Conk to... Yeah, I don't think there was anything really more to be done here. Afterburner's known in his hand, so the Eldritch cards get forced because I'll just target the Ogre with the Afterburners.
Right.
And then I'll just die to Hayate anyways. So yeah, that's about it for this. Like you commented, the hands could have been better, but really the misplay I did game 1 was pretty egregious, and then setting the cross out here was definitely not optimal. Even actually playing. And he tries to dash her, having already used it this game. But yeah, even just playing cards into his DPE Shizuku pass was incorrect. I should have just, like I said, just used Ghost Spell, and then I'm in a better spot.
No. I mean, you made like a couple of like I would say normal misplays, not like major. It was just a bunch of normal misplays. But he made like a bunch of major misplays. But somehow,
like I said,
all the major misplays, he just ended up drawing better, which was, I think, what kind of just decided it.
Yeah, into a bad matchup with draws of his quality. Yeah. My mistakes compounded a bad situation, whereas his were, just solved by the abundance of good cards he drew. Yep. But yeah, that was it. So, not the worst loss overall, because it really was one where I could have just won by playing better. And those are the ones you learn from. So, took it in stride and continued. Did end up making day 2, lost in day 2, but
We got our boy Sean getting top 8, which was nice.
Yeah, Sean made top 8. Super proud of him. But yeah, I was 6-0 up to this round, so I was still pretty happy with my run and how it was going.
Yeah, I mean, this is still a good replay. Originally, when I first mentioned it, that I wanted to look at this, I thought it was gonna be really boring because I was just like, oh, it's just striker being striker. But it's good to see the, really the micro level technical play from both players because it does definitely help, especially at in-person events and large in-person events at that.
Yeah, it's fun to have that come up in a match in a format where we have, too many copies of Rite of Aramasir going around and Pranked Combo and whatnot. And technical play doesn't always come up. In the current metagame, deck building is like far in excess more important than technical play. But sometimes you do play against Shy Striker and it matters a lot more. Especially if your deck is going for a lower to the ground approach like Cyber Salad Lich is.
Yeah, contrary to what people may say that you go first and just win. Sometimes it's true. There are definitely a lot of times where it's true, but I think it's especially when both players open up really well. That technical play definitely comes down to a point. Now, some mirrors, for example, just are literally who goes first.
Absolutely.
But like something like Albaz now, and this was before Albaz Strike came out, but like Albaz now, again, assuming both players have like decent hands or whatever, it usually is technical play and knowing what the opponent can and can't do.
Yeah, decks that have more restrained and narrow types of interaction like that, they do tend to be the case. And Albaz is definitely that because, your monster getting banished in the Albaz mirror, just, it matters, but it's not the end of the world. You can you keep going, and that creates more enjoyable gameplay in my experience. Definitely looking forward to a format where Albaz gets a chance to be a little more prominent.
Yeah.
Because I don't find it to be an oppressive deck ever.
No.
Unless your deck needs its normal summon to stick, then you're cooked. But since they're really good at printing decks that don't do that, so
and we'll have a ban list discussion soon too, because this is going to be interesting, and I know Sean wants to talk about this too, just to see what could potentially get hit and when we may see the list.
Fun fact, at the event they had feedback forms from Konami, just some basic questions like what did you like in Battle of Chaos, how do you feel about events coming back, and one of the questions was what card, or I think it had card or cards would you like to see on the ban list, and I had a handful of answers. I filled that section out pretty densely, along with some explaining. So I look forward to that.
We'll have to talk about that because I'm sure the other players on OzoneTCG filled out something similar or at least saw it and they know. So I'm hyped. But yeah, this is still, even though that you ended up not winning, unfortunately, it was still a really good match to take a look at. So, well, you guys, this is Eric Computer with OzoneTCG. We will see you guys in the next one.